The silly fly. Long, long ago, a fly lived in a small house of her own. One day she was cleaning her house when she suddenly forgot her own name. However much she racked her little brain, she could not remember who she was. Dear me, she thought, how will I get along without knowing who I am? Let me see if the granny next door remembers my name. She flew to the old woman, who was her neighbor, and eagerly asked, Granny, Granny, please tell me, do you remember who I am? The old woman puckered up her face, trying to remember her name, but she could not. She shook her head and said, I cannot say for the life of me. I have become too old. You can ask my son in the courtyard. He might know what your name is. The fly flew to the courtyard where the old woman's son was chopping wood. She settled upon a wall nearby and sweetly asked, Oh, Granny, Granny, Granny's son, do you remember who I am? The young man stopped his work and looked at the fly. He also shook his head. I'm too busy to remember things like this. Sometimes I forget my own name. How can I remember yours? The fly felt miserable. The granny's son felt sorry for her and said, Don't be sad. Ask the axe in my hand. Perhaps it remembers your name. The fly's face brightened. She went near the axe and asked anxiously, Oh, Granny, Granny, Granny's son, oh, axe in the hand of the granny's son, do you remember who I am? The axe mumbled feebly, Look here, dear, whatever your name is. From early morning, this man is swinging me up and down, hitting me against the hard, dry wood. He has not given me a moment's rest. My head is reeling. How can I think and remember your name? The fly was really worried. If nobody knows who I am, then I'm completely lost. Looking at the worried fly, the axe said kindly, Don't feel so miserable. I cannot remember because I am too tired. Others may remember you. Ask this wood on the ground. Since morning it has been lying comfortably. If it may remember you. The fly went near the wood and sitting upon the ground, she said softly, Oh, Granny, Granny, Granny's son, the axe in the hand of the granny's son, oh, wood being cut by the axe, do you remember who I am? The wood groaned. From the morning I've been mercilessly cut into pieces, bit by bit. Here I lie, bleeding and dying. How can I remember who you are? See, there is my mother, the tree. She may remember who you are. Even while it spoke, it gasped and cracked as the axe rose heavily in the air and hit it hard. The fly rose up in alarm lest the axe fall upon her too. She flew towards the tree and settled upon a branch. Oh, Granny, Granny, Granny's son, the axe in the hand of the granny's son, the wood that is cut by the axe. Oh, tree, mother of the wood being cut, can you tell me who I am? The tree sighed deeply. Shedding tears, she said, Is this the time to crack jokes with me? My children are being cut to pieces right in front of my eyes, and you ask me silly questions. If you really don't know who you are, ask the mayor who is tied to my trunk. Don't trouble me with your problems. The fly felt hurt. I asked you only one little thing, no need to grumble, she said and flew to the mare. Oh, Granny, Granny, Granny's son, the axe in the hand of the granny's son, the wood that is cut by the axe, mother of the wood that is cut, oh, mare that is tied to the tree, can you tell me who I am? The mare moaned in pain. Look, my dear, I'm in great pain and about to deliver a baby. I have to move a bit to have an easy delivery, but they have kept me tied up. How can I remember your name? Ask the baby in my womb. He may know who you are. The fly sighed. How difficult it is to know oneself. She flew near the womb of the mare and whispered, Oh, unborn baby of the mare in pain, can you tell me who I am? The baby from within roared with laughter. Ah, ho, 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 how silly you are. You are just a common housefly. The fly jumped up in glee. Ho, 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 housefly is my name. Now I remember who I am. I'm a housefly. Absolutely am I. A housefly. Silly, silly housefly. How silly she was. She knew her neighbor and her neighbor's son. She knew the axe and the wood and the tree. She knew the mayor and the baby of the mayor. She knew everyone except her own self.